Hello, Garry families. Welcome to this week's episode of the Garry Five, where we bring our Garry home to your home. With the new weather and everything getting exciting, we had wanted to bring you just some reminders for expectations here. So I'm going to throw it over to Mr. Oakley to talk about those. Mr. Oakley.
Yes, thank you so much. So really quick, I wanted to give you an update. A couple weeks ago, we talked about MAP testing, and our results are in, and the results have just completely blown me away. They are kind of behind me, if you could pay attention or look really closely, I guess. But we had over 350 students meet their growth goals on the winter MAP test, which means I'm taking 350 students to the Garland Theater on March 17th. But wanted to give you a heads up. Tomorrow in advisory, your students are going to get this progress report along with an invitation to the Garland, which includes a permission slip. So they will have all of next week and the following Monday. So they need to be turned in by, Monday the 16th, before we leave on the 17th for the trip. So more details to come on the actual trip, but we will most likely be headed over to the Garland about 11:30 and returning at about 2:30. So really excited that many people get to go with us. It's going to be an amazing celebration. And again, another opportunity to earn based on a growth in the spring. So we'll have more information as we get close to that. But one of the things I want to talk about, as Devaney said, and the weather is changing, it's always a nice time to remind everyone about the expectations that we put in place at the beginning of the year. Kids have done really well. We're starting to see a little ramp up of a couple of things, and just wanted to touch base and ask for you to kind of reiterate those with your students. Number one is cell phones. Cell phones for the last couple of years have not been allowed at Garry, and during school time when they enter the building, we ask them to put their cell phones in their backpacks, and they remain there until 3:30. That's still the expectation. Started to see a little ramp up with those, but most kids are following that expectation. The big one that I wanted to talk about was food and drinks. As we are all busy, and I totally get it. I had a dentist appointment for my daughter the other day and didn't let her eat breakfast before we went to the dentist, and I swung through a drive-through on the way to school, and I realized, yes, this probably happens a lot for my families at Garry, and I just wanted to make sure that you understand I want your kids to eat. I want to feed them, and I want to give them as whatever they need to be successful when it comes to food. But we are asking that food is finished in the cafeteria. We're starting to see lots of kids walk out of the cafeteria with food, and it's creating messes all over classrooms and all over the hallways, and we're just asking that stay in the cafeteria. So we've increased the adult presence in the cafeteria in the morning, and just are constantly reminding the students. So if you do have a situation like I had, and you do go through a drive-through or something like that, and your kid shows up, no problem. We're going to give them time to finish it. They can finish it in the office. They can finish it in the cafeteria. I'm just asking that they not walk in with a bag from McDonald's or wherever you decided to stop and walk into their math class, because their teacher's going to ask them to leave. So help us with that. If you swing by a Starbucks or a Dutch Bros or any of the coffee stands here in Spokane, and you do order your students a drink, maybe a small would be helpful instead of the big giant ones, because we are asking them to finish those before they head to class. And so the other day we had quite a few students that were a little upset with me that they had a giant drink and they weren't going to be able to finish it before they headed to class. But if you can have my back on that, that would be amazing. The reason we're doing that is it just is causing lots of kind of messes that can be avoidable in the classroom, and the amount of distractions between straws and sharing with friends and all the things just pull us away from learning. So just trying to keep classrooms around learning and the cafeteria for food and drink. So appreciate your support with that, and that's all I got for you.
One other thing, though, as weather is warming up, just a reminder to our students, we do have a dress code in place. We just want to make sure that anything that is supposed to be worn under our clothing is not showing. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out, but we will be talking to kiddos if we see anything here, because we just want them to be here and on task and learning. And as we see, they're doing a lot of it. So thank you for catching us this week, and catch us again next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.